Man, I've drunk literally 10 bottles of water today, and it's only 10 a.m. Wait a minute. We're speaking about diabetes today. Diabetes is a chronic disease that occurs either when the pancreas doesn't produce enough insulin or when the body cannot effectively use the insulin it produces. Insulin is a hormone that regulates blood sugar. Hyperglycemia or raised blood sugar is a very common effect of uncontrolled diabetes. Over time, it leads to a lot of complications in different body systems, especially in the nerves and blood vessels. There are two types of diabetes: diabetes type 1 and surprise diabetes type 2. Type 1 diabetes, previously known as insulin dependent, is characterized by deficient production of insulin and requires daily administration of insulin levels. Unfortunately, the cause of type 1 diabetes is not known, and we don't have enough knowledge to prevent it. Symptoms of type 1 diabetes include excessive excretion of urine, which is called polyuria, thirst, which is called polydipsia, constant hunger, weight loss, vision changes, and also fatigue. These symptoms may occur suddenly. Type 2 diabetes, formerly known as non-insulin dependent, results from the body's ineffective use of insulin. Type 2 diabetes comprises the majority of people who suffer from diabetes from all over the world and is largely the result of excess body weight and also physical inactivity. Symptoms may be similar to those of type 1 diabetes, but are often less marked. As the result, the disease is only diagnosed a few years after onset, once the complications have already arisen. So what are the common consequences of diabetes? Adults with diabetes have a threefold increased risk of heart attacks and strokes. Combined with the reduced blood flow, neuropathy in the feet can increase the risk of the foot ulcers, infection, and eventual need for a limb amputation. Diabetic retinopathy is a very important cause of blindness. It occurs after a long-term accumulated damage to the small blood vessels in the retina. Diabetes is also among the leading causes of kidney failure. And now let's discuss a couple of interesting words from here. The first word is chronic. Chronic means persisting for a long time or constantly recurring. For example, chronic bronchitis. Pancreas is a large gland behind the stomach which secretes digestive enzymes into the duodenum. To depend, this one is very important. It means to be controlled or determined by something. This verb is always followed by the preposition on. I depend on you. Deficient means not having enough of a specified quality or ingredient. For example, this diet is deficient in vitamin B. Excretion means the process of eliminating or expelling waste matter. Thirst or thirsty, it means a feeling of needing or wanting to drink something. For example, I am very thirsty. When you want to eat, you say that you are hungry. When you want to drink something, you say that you are very thirsty. It is interesting, but in Russian there is no definite translation of the word thirsty. Fatigue, it means extreme tiredness resulting from mental or physical exertion or illness. For example, he was nearly dead with fatigue, probably after the surgery. Onset, it means the beginning of something, especially something unpleasant. For example, the onset of winter. And now it's right about time to listen to someone who knows about diabetes much more than I do. What did the professor say?
Every one of us would benefit from exercising more, not smoking, eating better and the like. But we've got to look for people who are on the wrong trajectory to future cardiovascular disease as well. People who have comorbidities, diabetes, renal disease.
Everyone would benefit from exercising more, not smoking, eating better, and the like. But we've got to look for people who are on a wrong trajectory to future cardiovascular disease as well. People who have comorbidity, diabetes, and renal disease. That's what Professor said. Now let's try to watch it one more time together, but this time we're gonna read the subtitles.
Every one of us would benefit from exercising more, not smoking, eating better and the like. But we've got to look for people who are on the wrong trajectory to future cardiovascular disease as well. people who have comorbidities, diabetes, renal disease.
Wow, the professor was pretty fluent, and we want to be as fluent as the professor, right? Let's practice some grammar. And today we discuss the past perfect. Follow me with the explanation. The past perfect refers to a time earlier than before now. It is used to make it clear that one event happened before another in the past. It doesn't matter which event is mentioned first, the tense makes it clear which one happened first. To form the past perfect, we use had plus the verb in the third form. Let's look at the examples. Type 2 diabetes had occurred before the first symptoms were registered. We use the past perfect to show what happened first. And in this sentence, we can see that first we got diabetes, and only after that the first symptoms were registered. Here's another example. The patient returned to the hospital because she had forgotten to say thank you to her doctor. Here's a couple of examples of the negative sentences. She had never believed in medicine before doctors saved her life. Or, you hadn't think about learning medical English before you saw this video, right? I'm just kidding. Had you prepared the patient for the surgery when the surgeon came? Or, had you Googled that before you asked that stupid question? We need this tense to show which event happened first in the past. Вы знаете, что делать. Дети, страдающие от ожирения, находятся в группе риска по диабету. Obese children are at a very high risk of getting diabetes. Диета и физические нагрузки необходимы для профилактики сахарного диабета второго типа. A diet and physical activity are required to prevent type 2 diabetes. Если вы слишком часто хотите пить, вам следует обратиться к врачу. If you feel thirsty too often, you should go and see a doctor. Усталость, изменение зрения, полиурия, полидипсия – это основные симптомы сахарного диабета второго типа. Fatigue, vision changes, polyuria, polydipsia are the main symptoms of type 2 diabetes. Unfortunately, diabetes is for the whole life, but it only depends on you how long and happy it will be. I know that mine will be, otherwise I won't be able to share this medical information with you. Thank you for watching. The PDF is under the video as always, and please don't forget about diabetes after your holidays, after your Christmas and the New Year, and do something physical.